Cruises feel effortless on the surface, but behind the smiles and the pool deck music, the ship runs on rules and incentives you're rarely told. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the cruise secrets that quietly cost passengers time, money, and peace of mind. Most are harmless once you understand them. One will save your entire port day, and the last explains how the ship predicts what you'll buy next. Secret number 1: 2 clocks, 1 real deadline. Every cruise ship operates on 2 time systems, and only one matters when you're racing back from port. Ship time is what appears on every screen, announcement, and daily schedule. Local time is what your phone defaults to when you step off in a new city. That gap between them can reach an hour or more, especially in regions where time zones shift frequently or where the ship is crossing multiple zones in a single voyage. The ship sets its own clock to optimize the sailing schedule, not to match the port. Here's what passengers miss. The ship's all-aboard time is always given in ship time. If you're exploring a port and your phone switches to local time automatically, you might think you have an extra hour when you actually have none, and the ship will not wait. Port authorities charge delay fees that climb into 5 figures within minutes. The crew won't announce this gap over the PA system. They'll mention ship time once during the port talk. After that, it's assumed you know. If you show up late, the next step is contacting the port agent and rebooking flights. Set your phone to manual time mode before you disembark. Match it to the ship's clock. That simple adjustment has saved more port days than any app or tour guide ever will. Secret number 2: the port agent is your emergency lifeline. If you miss the ship, the port agent becomes the single most important contact in your cruise life. This person works for a local firm contracted by the cruise line to handle ground logistics, passenger issues, and ship-related emergencies in that specific city. They're independent operators who know the port inside and out, understand the local laws, and know exactly how to move stranded passengers quickly. Their phone number is printed on your boarding pass and cruise card, but most passengers never look at it. That's a mistake. If your excursion breaks down, if you're detained or separated from your group, the port agent is the one who coordinates your return. The ship will leave without you, but the port agent will arrange your transportation to the next port or your flight home. That service is included in your cruise fare, though you'll still pay for transportation and accommodations along the way. Here's the part nobody mentions. The port agent can sometimes negotiate with local authorities if there's been a misunderstanding, a taxi scam, or an unlawful fee. They carry weight that a lone passenger does not. Save that number in your phone the moment you board. Bring a backup paper copy when you leave the ship. If nothing goes wrong, you'll never need it. If something does, it's worth more than travel insurance. Secret number 3: shore excursions aren't just tours, they're insurance. Cruise lines push their own shore excursions with a promise that sounds like convenience but functions as liability protection. If you book through the ship and your tour runs late, the ship will wait for you. If you book independently and you're delayed, the ship leaves on schedule. That policy isn't cruelty, it's contract law and port logistics. The ship's tours are timed, tracked, and monitored in real time. The shore excursion team communicates directly with the bridge. If a bus breaks down or traffic stalls, the ship knows before you do. They'll adjust the departure or dispatch a backup. That safety net does not extend to third-party tours. This is why the ship can charge a significant premium over independent operators. They're not paying for a better guide, you're paying for a guarantee. That guarantee has value, especially in ports with unpredictable infrastructure. Now, independent tours often deliver better experiences at lower prices. Smaller groups and local operators can make the difference between a memorable day and a generic slideshow. But the risk shifts entirely to you. If you choose that route, build in a buffer of at least 90 minutes before the all-aboard time. The cruise line's revenue from excursions is substantial. That's why every port talk gently steers you toward the ship's tour desk. That's not just about the experience, it's about control and profit margin. Now, so far, everything has been about protecting your time off the ship. But the next 3 secrets are about what happens before you even step aboard, and how the cruise line is already adjusting what you'll pay. Secret number 4. Your cabin and upgrade offers are a spreadsheet, not a mystery. Cruise pricing is dynamic, algorithmic, and responsive to your behavior in ways most passengers never realize. The cabin you booked 6 months ago is being repriced daily, sometimes hourly. The upgrade offers you receive are not random acts of generosity. They are targeted, calculated, and designed to fill unsold inventory at the highest margin the system predicts you'll accept. When a cabin category isn't selling, the revenue management team drops the price or offers an upgrade incentive. That offer might come as a flat fee or a bidding system. The amount you're asked to pay is influenced by your booking history and your onboard spend from past cruises. If you receive an upgrade offer and decline it, you might receive a lower offer closer to sailing. Now that's not guaranteed, but it happens frequently enough that passengers who wait often win. The risk is that someone else accepts the inventory first. Cabin assignments within a category are also managed strategically. Passengers who book early, who are loyalty members, or who have higher predicted onboard spend are often assigned better locations. That's why 2 people paying the same price might end up on opposite ends of the ship. None of this is disclosed at booking. You're told your category and your deck and maybe your cabin number. The rest is invisible, but it's happening and it affects your experience from the moment you step into your room. Secret number 5. Onboard pricing is designed to move over time. Dynamic pricing doesn't stop when you board. Drink packages, spa appointments, specialty dining, and casino promotions are adjusted based on real-time uptake. If a restaurant isn't filling its early seating, the system may generate a discount offer and push it to your cabin TV or your cruise app. The cruise line tracks your spending through your cruise card. Every swipe builds a profile. If you've purchased a drink package on a previous sailing, you're more likely to receive an offer on your next voyage. If you've never used the spa, you may receive a first-time discount. This is why prices for the same service can vary between embarkation day and the final sea day. Early bird pricing rewards immediate commitment. Last-minute discounts clear unsold capacity. The ship is constantly rebalancing supply and demand. Passengers who wait too long risk missing out entirely on popular experiences. But passengers who book everything on day 1 often overpay for services that drop in price later. The optimal strategy is a hybrid. Book high-demand experiences early and wait for discounts on flexible services. The crew is trained to upsell without appearing aggressive. The bartender mentions the drink package. The photographer offers a discount. The guest services agent suggests an internet upgrade. None of it is accidental. Every touch point is managed and measured. Secret number 6. On port days, leave the ship last. Unless you have a pre-booked early excursion, a tender ticket with an assigned time, or a time slot entry reservation at a popular attraction, the smartest move on most port days is to wait. Let the first 30 to 60 minutes clear before you disembark. The difference in experience is staggering. The initial rush creates bottlenecks at gangways, security checks, and tender platforms. Passengers queue in stairwells and flood the pier all at once. If the port requires a shuttle, that first wave drains every available bus and creates waits that can stretch past 30 minutes. By waiting, you skip the chaos entirely. The gangway clears, the shuttle buses return and run on a steady loop. The tender system stabilizes. You walk off calmly and reach your destination without the stress that ruins the first hour of most people's port day. Now, this strategy does not apply if you have an excursion that departs at a fixed time. It also doesn't apply at tender ports where tickets must be honored within specific windows. And if you're visiting a site with strict entry times, you'll need to leave when your ticket demands. But for independent exploration in walk-off ports, leaving last is the single best time-saving hack on any cruise. The ship doesn't tell you this because it disrupts their flow management. They want controlled, predictable waves. But once you know, you'll never join the stampede again. You've now mastered the most valuable timing secrets on the ship. From here, the remaining secrets shift from logistics to money. Specifically, the services that seem essential but are designed to maximize what you spend. Starting with the one thing everyone complains about. Secret number 7. Wi-Fi isn't bad, it's rationed. Cruise ship internet isn't slow because the technology is outdated. It's slow because bandwidth is finite, extremely expensive, and shared across thousands of users simultaneously. Every ship relies on satellite connections that cost significant sums per gigabyte. Unlike land-based networks, there's no fiber backbone and no ability to scale capacity when demand spikes during peak hours. The ship purchases a fixed amount of bandwidth for each voyage. That bandwidth is divided among all connected passengers based on usage tier and time of day. Streaming services and video calls consume exponentially more data than email, so the system throttles them aggressively. The cruise line profits from internet packages, but the margin is slimmer than most passengers assume. The actual satellite service is a major operational cost. What looks like price gouging is often cost recovery with a modest markup. Packages are tiered to ration access and prevent heavy users from crippling the network. Here's the part the crew won't mention. Internet performance improves dramatically late at night and during port days when fewer passengers are online. If you need to upload photos or join a work call, schedule it for after midnight or while the ship is docked. You'll experience a completely different service level with the same plan. Some ships now offer Starlink connectivity, which provides dramatically faster speeds. If your ship has it, the difference is immediately noticeable. Either way, the fundamental limitation remains. Satellite bandwidth is expensive, and you're sharing it with everyone on board. Secret number 8. The spa is a funnel, not a sanctuary. The cruise ship spa is one of the highest margin businesses on board, operated by a third-party contractor in most cases. These companies pay the cruise line a commission on every treatment sold, then structure the entire guest experience to maximize spending per visit. From the moment you step into the spa, every element is carefully designed to move you from curiosity to purchase. The initial consultation is not a medical assessment. It's a sales conversation. The therapist will identify skin concerns or stress points, then recommend treatments and products. Those recommendations are scripted, incentivized, and tied to performance metrics. Treatments are priced significantly higher than equivalent services on land. A 60-minute massage that costs $80 locally might run $160 on the ship. Now, the quality is often excellent, but you're paying for convenience in the captive market. There's no competition on board. And the sales pressure can be aggressive, particularly around product purchases. Some passengers report feeling uncomfortable declining multiple upsell attempts during what should be a relaxing experience. The staff is following a business model that treats every appointment as a conversion opportunity. If you want to enjoy the spa without the upsell, book treatments clearly and decline product consultations at the start. You can also visit the thermal suite on sea days when it's less crowded. The spa is beautiful, the treatments are real, but the business model is aggressive by design. Secret number 9. Art auctions are entertainment with a price tag. The art auctions held on most cruise ships are not curated gallery events run by independent art experts. They're sales presentations run by third-party art dealers who lease space from the cruise line and operate under a commission-based model. The auctioneer, the artwork, and the entire experience is designed to create urgency and emotional attachment to pieces that are often mass-produced and sold at inflated valuations. The free champagne, the enthusiastic crowd, and the celebratory atmosphere are all parts of the sale environment. The auction begins with lower price pieces to build momentum. As the event progresses, higher value works are introduced with claims about investment potential or limited availability. Some of those claims are accurate, but many are exaggerated. Passengers who purchase art sometimes discover later that the same piece is available online at a fraction of the price they paid. Appraisals provided by the auction house are often inflated and not recognized by independent appraisers or insurance companies. This doesn't mean every piece is overpriced or that the art has no value. Some passengers genuinely love what they buy, but treating the auction as an investment opportunity or assuming the pricing reflects true market value is a mistake. These are retail sales events with aggressive markup wrapped in entertainment. If you're tempted to bid, do your research first. Look up the artist, check comparable sales, and remember that the auction house is incentivized to close the sale before you leave the room. The ship promotes these events because they generate commission revenue without requiring operational overhead. Now, the spa and the art auction are optional, but the last two secrets cover things you can't avoid: medical care when you need it, and the invisible system that's been tracking you since you swiped your card for the first time. Secret number 10. The medical center is not priced like home. The medical center on a cruise ship operates under maritime law, not the healthcare regulations of your home country. The physicians and nurses are licensed professionals with real credentials, but they work in a private clinic that sets their own fees, and those fees are not negotiated with insurance networks and not required to match what you'd pay on land. A basic consultation can cost over $100. Diagnostic tests and medications add up quickly. If you require an airlift or emergency evacuation to a shore hospital, that cost can climb into tens of thousands of dollars. Your domestic health insurance may not cover any of it, and if it does, you'll likely need to pay up front. This is why travel insurance with comprehensive medical coverage and evacuation protection is essential for any cruise. The medical center is equipped to handle stabilization and urgent care, but it's not a full hospital. Complex cases require transfer to shore facilities. The crew will not discuss pricing during a medical emergency. You'll receive an itemized bill later, added to your onboard account. Some passengers have been shocked by four-figure bills for what felt like routine care. Prescription medication dispensed on board are also priced significantly higher than pharmacy rates on land. If you rely on daily medication, bring more than enough for the entire voyage plus several extra days in case of emergency delays. Secret number 11. Your cruise card is a tracker and a trigger. Your cruise card is not just a payment method and a room key. It's a sophisticated data collection device that logs every transaction, every entry, and every movement throughout the ship. The cruise line uses that data to build a detailed behavioral profile that informs pricing, promotions, and targeted offers both during your current voyage and on future bookings. Every time you swipe your card at a bar, a shop, or a restaurant, the system records the time, location, and amount. That data is analyzed to identify spending patterns and habits. If you consistently visit the casino, you'll receive casino promotions. If you frequent the spa, you'll see spa discounts. If you're buying individual cocktails daily, the system will generate a drink package upgrade offer. The ship also tracks your physical movement through turnstiles, gangway scanners, and venue entry points. That data helps the crew understand traffic flow and optimize staffing, but it also builds a detailed picture of how you spend your time. This level of tracking is invisible to most passengers, and the cruise line is not required to disclose it beyond generic privacy policies. The data is valuable. It informs marketing, operations, and long-term strategy. If you're a loyalty program member, your profile becomes even more detailed. Now, the card itself is passive. You're not being watched in real time by a person, but the system is recording, learning, and adjusting. The next email you receive with a perfectly timed offer for something you didn't know you wanted, that's not coincidence. It's data synthesis. Your cruise card told the algorithm exactly what to suggest and how much you're likely to pay. Now, none of these secrets are meant to scare you. They're simply the behind-the-scenes realities that help you cruise with calm control instead of constant surprise. If you remember only one thing, Protect your port time and treat the ship's deadlines like airport gates. Miss them and you're stranded. Save this for your next sailing and click the video on screen for your next set of cruise moves. Travel smarter, stay relaxed, and enjoy the ride. Your voyage is just beginning.